And in our top business story, the value of legal cases coming before the DIFC courts ballooned in the first half of the year as more and more businesses turned to Dubai's English language commercial court. According to official figures released by the court, legal cases worth 3.44 billion dirhams were handled by DIFC courts in the first 6 months of the year. That's 48% more than the 2.33 billion dirhams of cases handled during the same period a year earlier. DIFC stated that the biggest increase in its workload came from a huge growth in the number of enforcement cases in which DIFC judges can force parties to pay up once an award has been made against them. Enforcement cases, which are only heard once a legal judgment has been given, discusses the practicalities of getting the money awarded by the courts to the victors by looking in detail at the defendant's assets and trying to find the most effective way of getting at the money. According to the DIFC, the total number of enforcement cases it handled during the first 6 months of the year grew to 50 from just 17 a year earlier. That's an increase of 194%. By comparison, the total number of legal cases coming before the DIFC Court of First Instance and arbitration cases grew by 35% during the period from 17 to 23. The DIFC stated that the average value of the claims filed in enforcement cases grew fourfold during the period, from 6 million dirhams in the first half of 2015 to 31 million this year. A new report has revealed that some UAE companies are struggling to make payments on time as liquidity tightens in the region, while some have chosen to flee the country to escape debts that they can't repay. New data from credit management company Coface has shown that in the metals and construction sector, notifications of overdue payments soared by 26% between the fourth quarter of 2015 and the first quarter of 2016. It found that average payment terms of companies operating in the sector rose from 120 days to 243 days. That's an increase of 102%. Average payment terms in the information technology and electronics sector increased by more than 3 times, from 30 days to 105 days. And the petrochemical sector saw average payment terms more than double, from 30 days to 78. That's a 160% rise. The company monitors a sample of 33,000 companies in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, including the payments that they make. It calculates a total of 239 runaway or skipping companies, those that fled the UAE altogether to avoid paying debts, between July 2015 and March 2016. More than a half of this number, at 54%, were in the general trading business, while the food sector saw 32 runaways. The IT and electronics sector saw 29, and the petrochemical sector saw 18. Around 80% of Coface's sample comprises of small to medium-sized enterprises, while the remainder are larger, more established companies. Dubai's Emaar Properties reported an 8% rise in its second quarter net profit on Sunday as revenue advanced. In a statement, the developer, in which Dubai's government owns a minority stake, made a net profit of 1.27 billion dirhams in the 3 months to June the 30th, which compares with a profit of 1.18 billion dirhams in the year earlier period. Emaar's quarterly revenue was 3.73 billion dirhams, up from 3.50 billion a year earlier. The firm's shopping malls and hospitality businesses generated revenue of 1.36 billion dirhams in the 3 months to June the 30th, with its international operations making 533 million dirhams. Emaar's net profit in the first half of 2016 was 2.48 billion dirhams. That's 12% higher than the same 6 months of last year. Total property sales worth 10.44 billion dirhams were made in the opening 6 months of the year, up 23% over the corresponding period of 2015, with sales in Dubai jumping 45% to 8.85 billion dirhams. And Dubai Investments has reported a net profit of 516 million dirhams for the first half of the year. That's 2% higher than the 506 million dirhams reported in the same period last year. Total income was 1.37 billion dirhams, which represents an 18% increase compared to 1.16 billion generated in the first half of 2015. The result includes 20% growth in rental income to 424 million dirhams. That's an 8% increase in contract revenues to 236 million. A 186 million dirham gain related to the disposal of subsidiaries and valuation gains of 86 million dirhams on investment properties. In the first 6 months of the year, earnings per share increased to 0.13 dirhams from 0.12 last year, with total assets at the 30th of June 2016 standing at 15.7 billion dirhams, up from 446 million since the beginning of the year. And the companies and total liabilities increased by 346 million dirhams to 4.4 billion, mainly due to an increase in properties investments. Dubai Investments currently owns over 40 subsidiaries and joint ventures across a broad range of sectors.